Hello everyone, and welcome to a special new video. Paint schemes, or liveries, are an important part of brand identity for any railroad. Over the years, a variety of different schemes have graced Amtrak's fleet of cars and locomotives. With the debut of the new ALC-42 Charger locomotives to replace Amtrak's GE Genesis fleet, the railroad felt it was also time to roll out a brand new look. Phase 7, the seventh major national paint scheme in the company's history, is being applied to all new ALC-42 locomotives from Amtrak number 309 onward. Eventually, it is expected to become the new standard livery of Amtrak applied to other fleets of engines and cars as they come due for new paint. The practice of using the label of phases to describe different Amtrak paint schemes was pioneered by model railroaders many years ago and later adopted by the railroad. I was invited by Amtrak and Siemens Mobility to return once more to the Siemens Rail Equipment Factory in Sacramento to see the first locomotive painted in this newest phase that will come to be the new fleet-wide scheme for Amtrak. Upon my arrival, Amtrak number 309 was waiting in the morning sunlight. The colorful red and blue Phase 7 scheme is striking to say the least. This sharp new look is quite a departure from past Amtrak liveries, which all featured mostly silver car bodies. A color the railroad refers to as Amtrak Red graces the upper front of the locomotive, grabbing anyone's attention within eyesight. It is followed by Midnight Blue and then Amtrak Blue. White reflective lines transposed from the Amtrak Travel Mark logo create division points between the three colors. Phase 7 definitely makes quite the impression. Matt Donnelly of Amtrak joins us to talk about the new scheme, how it was designed, and why it is important for the brand image of Amtrak.
Hi, I'm Matt Donnelly, Amtrak Brand Communications Manager. I started with Amtrak in 2005 as a ticket agent and worked my way up through different managerial and corporate roles. I enjoy branding because it's a really interesting part of marketing that has to do with a lot of different aspects of the business, but most of all because it has to do with the personal relationship that each person has with the company. Our trains are the most iconic component of our business, and making them look good matters because it's a reflection of everything we stand for. Some might ask, why is Amtrak getting a new livery? And that's because over the past few years, we've had a few different liveries coexisting, and with the purchase of so many new locomotives and cars, it really creates a very efficient opportunity to evolve our image and create a more consistent look. There are a number of challenges that present themselves when creating a passenger train livery. If it was just for one type of vehicle, that would be one thing, but in the case of Amtrak, there's about 50 different vehicle types among the different locomotives and cars that we're looking at that are created out of different raw materials, and that then lends itself either better or worse to different types of materials for livery application, be it paint or vinyl. The other thing to consider is some of these vehicles have different areas that lend themselves better to decoration. Some are larger, some are smaller, some are higher, some are lower. And that really creates a design challenge to be able to create something that will provide the unity and consistency that we're aiming for. Amtrak fans will notice that we have a different livery on the first few locomotives that were delivered because we knew we wanted to evolve our image, but we weren't going to have it ready in time. The main principle was do not delay the production of these locomotives. But we also wanted to have them delivered in a more inspiring livery than the traditional, mostly silver and blue Phase 5 livery that's now about 20 years old. So we created the Phase 6 livery for those first locomotives to launch them with, knowing that it would make a good segue into the new Phase 7 livery. A team of marketing and rolling stock engineering Amtrak employees worked with an outside agency to develop the new Phase 7 livery, which gets its name after being the seventh standard Amtrak livery throughout its history. And that process started with a lot of research. It was not only just evaluating the different fleets that we knew to be a part of our system for the next decade or more, but also to speak with other leaders and to really assess where we saw the company going in the future to make sure that this was something reflective of not only who we are, but who we aspire to be. So we started with about 7 different directions, different major concepts that we chose our 2 favorites on, and we refined those 2 further to then eventually pick our favorite and make a few more tweaks before seeing what you have here on Locomotive number 309, which is the final version of the Phase 7 Locomotive livery. The Phase 7 livery was designed not only with safety and efficiency in mind, but also to create a more modern image that's fitting of these new efficient and sustainable locomotives. We wanted to bring red back to the front of the locomotives and as a way to promote visibility, but also anything that's white on the locomotives is actually made out of reflective material. We also strategically placed darker colors to help provide more contrast with our branded elements. And we also chose to put some darker colors around areas of the locomotive that are more prone to attracting dirt. So we hope that they will look good even after traveling halfway or more across the country before being able to see a train wash again. The Phase 7 livery isn't intended just for the new Charger locomotives. It's intended to bring greater consistency to the majority of Amtrak's fleets of equipment, and we look forward to unveiling railcar designs later on. Our goal with this livery project was to create an image that reflects the advancement and investments being made in Amtrak. It's exciting to see it come to life on these ALC-42 Chargers because it's a bold new look for Amtrak. We look forward to serving our customers with these new and more efficient trains well into the future.
After viewing the shiny new 309, I had the opportunity to see some of the ongoing progress on several of the other Amtrak Charger locomotives I had seen under construction during my previous visit in 2021. Several ALC-42s were in various stages of completion all across the facility. In the final assembly building, Amtrak 313 and 314 were having various internal components and wiring installed prior to the installation of the Cummins QSK-95 diesel engines or prime movers that are used to power the Charger locomotives. The last time I saw these 2 locomotives in June of 2021, they were in the initial stages of frame and body construction. It's impressive to see how much work has progressed on these 2 locomotives since then. In the front of the final assembly building, Amtrak number 308 was sitting just about ready to go. 308 is the last of 8 Charger locomotives to receive the Amtrak Phase 6 transitional paint scheme. The unit is to be shipped out this spring at the same time as 309, as the 2 brand new locomotives make their way back east to Wilmington, Delaware for testing and acceptance by Amtrak. And with that, we conclude our trip to the Siemens Mobility Factory. Thanks for joining me for this look at Amtrak's new Phase 7 paint scheme on locomotive number 309. Once again, a big thank you to Amtrak and Siemens Mobility for inviting me on this rare opportunity to see what will become the new image for Amtrak for many years to come. I'd also like to thank Matt Donnelly for agreeing to be interviewed for this project. If you have any questions or thoughts you'd like to share with me on the new ALC-42 locomotives or Amtrak paint schemes, leave those in the comments section down below. For notifications about my latest video uploads, subscribe to the channel and select the Receive Notifications option by clicking on the bell. There's even more train and railroad themed content on my other social media pages, and remember to join me every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time for an all-new railroad themed adventure right here on the YouTube channel. That's it for now. Until next time, I'm Mike Armstrong. I'll see you down the line. Thanks for watching.